Hi, I'm Chad with Move for Guitar. This lesson is from our series, How to Read Music for Guitar. In this lesson, I'm going to explain triplets. First off, if you like all the diagrams for this series, including the diagrams for this lesson, you can download our free e-guide, How to Read Music for Guitar. But I am working on it right now as I'm filming this lesson, so it might not be available as you're watching this lesson. If it is available, a link will pop up on the screen that'll allow you to download it. And like I said, it's free, so there's no reason not to download it when it is available. This is part 25 from our series, How to Read Music for Guitar. If you'd like to go back and start at the beginning, you can click the link on the screen. So far these are the note values that we've covered. We've covered the whole note and how we can subdivide that into two half notes, how we can subdivide the half note into two quarter notes, how we can subdivide the quarter note into two eighth notes, and how we can subdivide the eighth note into two 16th notes. I also mentioned in a previous lesson that you could subdivide a 16th note into a 32nd note, but that's really fast, so we're not going to worry about that for now. And these are your most common way to subdivide notes, which is in twos, but there's also a way called triplets that subdivides into three. And you're going to run across triplets all the time, so they're important to understand. So a triplet would be written like this. What's shown right here is an eighth note triplet. You can see these look like eighth notes, but it's three of them together, and above the beam is written a 3. That means that this is a triplet. And the value of these three triplets is the same as the value of two eighth notes, which is the same as the value of one quarter note. So in 4/4 time, you'd be breaking the beat up into 3 instead of 2. So if we were to write that out on the staff, if what's written right here would be the same as what's written right here. So 4 quarter notes in 4/4 time is 4 beats. These eighth note triplets represent the same thing. So beats there, beats there, beats there, and beats there. And the way you would count this is 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So if I was clapping that, a quarter note obviously is just 1, 2, 3, 4. A triplet is 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So for every beat, you're playing 3 notes. There's also 16th note triplets, which are more complicated. They're harder to play. They go by pretty fast. Again, it's just beamed like a 16th note, 3 16th notes together with the 3 above it. That's telling you that it's a triplet. These 3 together equal the same as 2 16th notes. And so this is what would equal 1 quarter note. So 2 sets of those 3 would equal 1 quarter note. So if you wrote that on the staff, it would look like this. These 4 quarter notes would be the same as these 16th note triplets. So you'd have 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat. And these are hard to count out loud. You can slow it way down to get the counting down and get the feel down slow. But over time, it's something you just really feel because it's really hard to count fast. And the way you would count them is like this: 1 triplet and triplet. So this whole phrase equals 1 beat in 4/4 time. It equals 1 quarter note. So now if you're to count it, I'm going to count it really slow just because it's hard to say, and I want you to really be able to hear it. It would be 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet, 4 triplet and triplet. And there's other ways to count it, which you may find, but really, you're not going to count that out when you're playing it fast. You're going to have to slow it way down to count that out because it's a mouthful. But again, these are just 1 beat each. These whole beamed triplets together are 1 beat each. So 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat. So if you're going at a fast tempo, those are going to be really fast. And of course, you're not going to always find them just beamed together for a whole measure. You're going to find them like this, where you could have quarter note, then a set of 8th note triplets, and then 16th note triplets like this. And then right here is actually 16th note triplets, 1 grouping of them, and then an 8th note, and it's all beamed together. You'll find that as well. So the way this would be counted out would be obviously 1 for your quarter note, 2 triplet would equal this right here, these 8th note triplets, 3 and for those 2 8th notes, 4 for this quarter note, 1 for this quarter note, 2 triplet and triplet for these 16th note triplets, which equals 1 beat together. You can see that's the 2, and then 3, 4 for that half note. And then right here would be 1 triplet for this part of the beam, and then and for that 8th note. That's where that would land. And then you're back on the beat with these quarter notes. And again, I'm going to have a whole series about counting rhythms and really dive into that. I just want you to have the basics of it for now. But like I said in a previous lesson, it's something that takes practice and going over different rhythms to really get it down and that's kind of above and beyond this lesson where I'm just explaining how to read music notation. And another triplet that you'll come across is what's called a quarter note triplet, and a quarter note triplet equals 2 quarter notes. So now you have 2 beats if you're in 4/4 time broken up into 3 notes. So over 2 beats you're playing 3 notes. And this is really hard to play when you first start learning it, so I'm not even going to go over how to count it. That's not really important for now. That's a whole lesson in itself. It's a lot harder to count than 8th note triplets or 16th note triplets, where you're actually playing 3 notes over 2 beats. That's something that takes a lot of practice. So that's an explanation of triplets. Go ahead and move on to the next lesson where I'm going to dive deeper into music notation. Be sure to download the eGUIDE. All the diagrams are in there. And be sure to subscribe because we add at least one new lesson every day.